All right, I'm in the Northshore tournament. I'm in the back nine of the opening round in the rookie division. Hole number 10. Shot the minimum score, picked up one on the front. I think I picked up one of the par fours. Still kind of working the stuff. So some of the holes, the deal is I haven't hit him perfect on all of the holes, so I don't know exactly where I'm at. It looks like I'm super close. This is one of those holes. One great to the left, two greats to the right. They're both like right there. Let's see if we can see what a perfect looks like. All right, I'm trying this one more time. Trying a APOC, that bag right there. And I'm bringing a turkey ball. That should do it. Now let's see if we can get a match. Get my calculator going. I went out and mowed the lawn. I took a break. My wife was picking some strawberries, and we have an edible landscape. We have a bunch of stuff in our yard that's edible. Different times of the year. There's pretty much always something in our yard that's like just coming in. All right, I'm gonna use like just a sliver of backspin. Maybe a half. 2-3, it's 1.5 per ring, so that leaves me 8. So we're just a titch over a ring and a half. I'm going to lean just a little to the right. Hitting it perfect. I really need to watch the distance right here, because that's a little forward. That's a little bit closer than where I've been hitting, so that's 330. I think I've been hitting it back a little bit from that. Maybe in the 325. I'll have to go back and watch the front nine. Where I've been hitting to, it puts me dead center mid club. I'm gonna be pretty close. I'm gonna play it at mid club. I'm doing a 20% wind adjustment, so it's 1.2 times the wind divided by 1.4 per ring. Hitting it perfect. El Perfecto. Now, bull right there. They're eking towards where they're getting up there towards minimum. And there may be a spot up there that you could really get, and that might be it. But it is so easy to roll off the tip here. I want to use like a little backspin. .9, so it's 1.9 equals divided by 1.4, 1.62 rings. There's 1.5. There's 1.62. I caught that too. Do you see that? I bet on the front nine I hit everything I missed. Oh, whoa, I can't believe that went in the hole. Woo! I've been hitting everything that I haven't been hitting perfect. I've been hitting great to the right. But I've been hitting it with the needle going from the left to the right. I'm going to try and change it up and hit it from the right to the left, because if I can get on track, then I can go either side, whichever side feels better. Great to the left and in the hole. Can't be good, be lucky. The force is with me. I won with the force. Need to pick up at least one on every side just to keep up with the Joneses. Got to pick up two to keep up with the Smiths. And I'm not even sure who those people are when you got to pick up three per side. It's like some of the tournaments, like the community cups. On those tournaments, you pretty much had to shoot like a 30. It had to be over a 30 in order to have any shot of winning. So you had to pick up like 4 shots on every side. 4 or 5. Those community cups are wild. All right. That is the way to get that done. Hole 11. Hole number 11, this big par 5. All right, I know we got opportunities here, and so the deal is I need to bring a power 4 ball if I really want to get up there and try that rough bump. And I'm not sure on the setup it's going to be different. Which bag did I have set up? I had this bag right here set up for this hole. If I really want to give myself a shot on the other side, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what the rough bump looks like over there. And with my rock, I'm gonna have to make a different adjustment here, because now I got a 4 power ball, so it's moved me forward. And I was pulling it back away from the red line. I wasn't hitting all the way to the red line. I was pulling it back till it was a +3 with a Titan or a Kingmaker, so we'll have to wing it. The goal is to get, the whole thing is I brought a 4 power ball, so I don't have to get as far down in there as I have to get. You don't have to get all the way to the tip. My opponent goes first. This is a good win for this hole. The deal is on the drive, the wind's going from the right to the left, and it's going with the rough. I'm not a fan of setting up a half a ring away from the rough, especially on the side that the wind's blowing. It's 2.1 per ring, so they should be going out to the... Oh, there you go. Where are you going, dude? We're way late in the game to be trying to figure out which way is the way to go. I'm curious to see what it looks like up there, because it seems like every time I've hit up there, it just looked like it blew, unless you brought like really big stuff. And we're going to find out exactly what that looks like, because they're way down there. I was pulling back out into this area right here with side spin. I was putting 4 top spin on. Three and a quarter. It's 3.5. That's 2 rings great to the right, or excuse me, left. Somebody just honked a horn out on the street next to my house. I gotta make sure my dogs are all right. That, oh my gosh, that is no bueno. All right. I made eye contact with them. They weren't honking the horn at one of my little puppies. We have 2 Yorkies, and they're party Yorkies. They're the party color. They're white and tan. One's a little girl. She weighs about 4 pounds. One's a little boy. Weighs about 8. Buster and Itsy Bitsy. That's right. You heard me. I think I'm in big ass trouble. I think whatever I got lucky on the first one, I'm gonna have to scramble here, or I just ruined me. All right. I'm gonna double pull this. It should only be at that range, 1 ring, but I want to give myself a little more room. Hitting it perfect. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room on the left. If I come in there on the right hand side, that's not going to kill me. And I have plenty of room on the right hand side. I'm not trying to go for it. I'm just trying to get up there so I can recover. That's one of the things about practicing some of these holes. If you put yourself in exactly the position that you've been playing all week, and you're trying to replicate that shot so you can really dial it in. But if you find yourself in a bad spot, sometimes you're in a bad spot and you still get a great shot. Sometimes you're in a bad spot and you just need to recognize you don't have a great shot. Just get up there and get back on track. Don't drop minimum score. I don't like that shit at all. I don't like that ball guide appearing and disappearing stuff. Isn't it perfect? The deal is when you get it farther away from you like that, from where you hit it to the very first bounce, it starts to get to the point where wind might be a factor. Whereas if you can flatten it out and pull it all the way to you, wind is not a factor. But when the ball guide's appearing and disappearing, in my experience in the game of Golf Clash, that's one of those areas where sometimes it shows that it's going all the way to the hole, but it's going to do what it was doing. It's going to end up short, or it's going to end up long. And so bag the topspin and go back to just a little bit of backspin. Get up close to the hole. Hole number 12. All right. I got a plan on this hole, and I'm not sure if I've hit this hole. I think I was, one of these holes I was short, and I've been short. Might have been this one. I don't think it was. All right, let's go in and pick this stuff. I'm taking a Grizzly and a Navigator. Hey, if I can't hit the turkey ball perfect, I'm going to switch to a ball that it doesn't matter. If I can hit this perfect, it'll go in the hole. If I hit it perfect, it's going in the hole. If I don't hit it perfect, it's not going in the hole. That's the way it'll work. Maybe we can have a repeat of hole number 1 though. That was pure luck. I have no idea what happened there. Wind. This wind is problematic for the rough bump. With a lower wind ball where you could get it into the 2s, it's a little bit easier. Because you don't have to involve the sand, and the sand is distorting the rings here. So I may have to have a backup plan. You can take big risks like that sometimes in one-on-one when you're in a shootout, but when you're in the tournament, you really don't want to. I can remember several other par 3s, depending on which way the wind was blowing, we had to pick a different shot. Let's see what kind of bags I have. If I have a Saturn bag. Nope, no Saturn bag. The way the wind's blowing. I'm going to have to start bringing a ball that's got more side spin. So it's 4 equals 1.1, 4.36 rings. And that wasn't too bad of a transition. And I'm going to have to lean a little. Hitting it perfect. I need to switch that up to Find a 1 power ball, and I think I have some of those Olympus balls down there, and they have more side spin. They have 3 side spin. They're 1 power, 3 side spin, 5 wind. Make a note. Holy ball. That's why if you buy the $4.99 packs, you especially after a few, like if you hold off when you first start buying them, and you try and not use them for a bit so you can build up a little bit of an inventory and start mixing in. There's a lot of holes that you don't really need to use a special ball other than a Katana or a Kingmaker or a Titan. But on those holes like this where it really would make a big difference, if I would have had more side spin there, I could have gave myself more room. Good game. Good luck. Hole number 12 in the books. Hole number 13. What is hole number 13? All right, we're back on this one. So, oh man. Let's see what kind of wind we get. I'm gonna have to play this kind of with the way the wind's blowing. I'm gonna take this bag right here. But I could switch up for this depending on which way the wind's blowing. If I use that Apocalypse, I got to put on, if I've got some kind of tailwind on the front, I think I put on like 3, it was less than 4 topspin. It was more towards the 3, maybe 3.5. And it was enough to get me out, but a little bit more would have helped. Would have been okay. All right, so the wind is blowing the opposite direction as it was when we were on the front. Now, I have noticed that in the max overpower, like where I was hitting, so with a 3 power ball where my red line was at, with max overpower, I was ending up in the sand very close to where my power, where it was. It was like the wind wasn't affecting it as much as it should be. It looks like it's uphill, so it may be a little less than what it says. I'm gonna have to play this by ear. If I use a 5 power ball, I probably won't have to use any overpower. You get that same result that my opponent's got right there, and they'll be fine. That is El Perfecto. That works. Crowd goes wild. All right. So I'm gonna use an open ball. I'm going to put all of the top spin on it. 2-2. It's about a ring and a half. That puts me about a ring and a half in power. I was trying to give myself a little bit of room, but it just didn't work out. Hitting it perfect. Now I'm thinking I'm going to be back a little farther than I wanted, and I put all of that topspin on there to see if I could just bleed out. And I'll be perfect. I am perfectly happy with that shot. That's exactly the deal. Any place on the other side of that rough is okay by me. There are a couple spots on the top side of this where coming down can be a little tricky, where you're getting where my opponent's getting, and this is one of those deals you need to get backspin on it and get up close. And they use an inbringer, so they're used to taking the shot. This is basically earlier, if you watched the video up to this point, what I did with the rapier was take an inbringer shot. That's what cracks me up with the in people bringer. They're like, wow, that shot, well, we can do this shot. Well, a rapier's got 100% backspin. Like, it can do those same exact shots. It's pretty accurate. Up close and personal like this, all of these clubs are super accurate. I have some friends that have switched over to the dark side. I get it. I'm going to have to take the same exact shot. I'm gonna have to do it again. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. I'm always wigged out when the ball guide is appearing and disappearing, or it goes short and it goes long. It stops and it jitters like that. So what's happening is you got a change in transition right there, and the ball guide is like digging into the side of the hill, and you move it just a little bit and it pops over that and stretches out and gives you the run. So if you hit those, you could end up with varying results. It could do exactly what you thought it was going to do, and then it could turn out really, really bad. Hole 14. All right, that's one way to play that hole. Now this hole right here, I am taking a big risk on this hole. I know in the past I've played out to here, and I know in one-on-one I always play out to here, because I'm never going to try and get over this with a small ball, and from out here, unless you've got a really big wood in your bag, I mean, you're looking at bouncing off this island, and it's difficult if you got a low power ball. But from out here, you do have a shot to get on. But with a Titan, you can get up here. But I'm trying to get out into this fairway. This is a max OP with a power 4 ball. And I think if we get tailwind, I could use a power 3 ball, but I think where I don't think it really makes a difference on the other shot from that spot. Let's take a look at, I'm bringing an extra mile because I want the extra top spin. I want that power. All right, hole number 5. I'm playing to the left. Max OP, plus 10 to the cup. I didn't write down any numbers for my club, so I have no idea where I'm at in my club. I was undecided on how I was going to play this hole at the beginning of the week, so I don't really have my notes on this hole are, because I normally play to the right, and it's pretty, I think from over there it's extra mile, looking for topspin and some power. You could probably use a big topper and a Guardian going in. If you bring a big enough ball over there, you can bring a sniper too. The deal is trying to get straight to the cup. David goes first. Okay, we've got the right kind of wind. I could bring a 3 power ball, and I'm not sure that it would affect me on the other side. And leave the wind in. 2 rings great to the left might be a problem. Not on the first bounce, but right here. The fairway, you got to go farther to get to the fairway on the left-hand side. I'm going to switch to a Titan, the king of balls. That's right. You heard it here. No imitators over here. It's the king of balls, folks. I want to be out in that area. I'm going to take the side wind out. It's a little over 2 rings. I'm going to put the wind back in. Oh, that was a good, if I can catch the fairway right there, I might actually end up still okay. That's the deal on this hole. If you watch me on the front nine, this hole right here, you've got plenty of room on the right. So I'm starting it off on the right because I have lots of room behind me, trying to give myself a little bit more room on the left. So you figure in the arc for your curl, trying to come across that at the shortest distance, but on the left-hand side, you've got to go a lot further on the left-hand side to get out of the rough. I don't know if any of that makes sense. It makes sense to me. What's up, baby?
Turn the water off.
Alright, let's see what we got here. So I am right at max club. So it's 4.3. I'm doing 10% to the cup, so it's going to be 4.7. It's 1.0. So it's 4.7. If I can get squared up with it. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, hit it great to the left. They get watered? Watered? See if.
Let me know when you're done with your game and we'll get out of there.
Okay. Got new silker hoses for our strawberry patch in the front. Got like a 25-foot long, 4-foot deep strawberry patch in the front, up against the little retaining wall, so you can stand up against the retaining wall and pick them. Good to go. Arrgh. I like to see what some of those shots look like perfect, so I could see if I need to make adjustments or see like where I'm at with that kind of wind. Because there's several of these holes that that hole right there I definitely need to hit a perfect on because I think I'm still a little off.
So you're playing Pirate Bay.
Arrgh. Dang it. Alright, that was hole number 14. Hole number 15. Are we on hole number 15? We're on hole number 15. What is hole number 15? It's hole number 6. It's par 3. Okay, hold on. All right, where was I? Work interrupted me. Dang it. All right, here we go. Hole number 15, so we're on hole number 6. It's a par 3. All right. I've got a wind adjustment here, but I haven't had any problems on this hole yet, but that's not to say that it couldn't go all horribly wrong right here. Taking a sniper and a navigator. I could bring a low wind ball. I'll bring a low wind ball. I'll bring a nav. We'll see what the wind's like. If the wind's high, I can switch. Wow, that was fast. I'm making opponents pretty quick today. In practice, it was like you'd sit there and wait and wait. We're waiting. Now we just have to wait to get out on the course. Somebody up ahead is going slow. The course marshal is going to have to go out there and talk to him. Our hole got delayed. We had to wait around. All right, we got a headwind, so it's 0.3 times 4.4 equals, I am in min club divided by 1.3. It's 4.4 rings. There's 4. Hitting it perfect. Man, I can't believe I got that off. Hit in the rough. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Loose. Pulled out just a little too much wind. Just a little. So what was that? That was a 30% wind adjustment at minimum club, and minimum sniper is 1.3 per ring. That's why they balanced each other out. But I might have tried 25 there. I've been trying to get, the first time I came here, I was up against headwind and I did my normal 30% and I liked where I landed in the rough. So it looked like it was the right spot. But with side wind, it affects it just a little different. With tailwind and headwind, I think on this hole, it's got to be pretty close. But with side wind, it might be slightly, it doesn't get quite affected as much. You're not having to pull over the sand. You're not having to change transitional areas. You know, wind ring great to the left. A little short. Yeah, that might have been right there if it had been on the right plane. It looked like a little short. Definitely want to see that ball guide coming through the other side of the cup when you're up close. You need to take those pink ticks off down there. We were playing a couple of holes in tournaments and that was the spot on the right and the left. You need to do half curl. All right. There we go. Hole number 15's in the bag. Hole number 16. I need to write the numbers down. I used to write on my notes 1, 10 to 11 so I could just glance down and I wouldn't have to do any math. Hole number 7, par 4. All right, this par 4 here is critical. This is definitely a par 4 that we can get an eagle on. It's all about hitting perfect into that end of the hole. So hole number 7, I'm taking an extra mile and a katana. Could bring an APOC, but in this situation, 4 top spin either way, either one would work. But that extra ball guide's not bad. If you've got headwind with the extra mile and the katana, you can work out some headwind on the other side with a rock. It's a little bit short of raw distance. And you could run into situations where you, in order to get all the way over to the other fairway, you may have to put overpower on it. We want to try and avoid that. 4 topspin, stay left. I really want to hit this shot to the cup perfect to see if my math works out. And I don't want to talk about what my wind adjustment is. Not yet. Okay, so we got 4-2, so I can pull back a little from the red line. Give myself a little bit of room. 4 topspin. Okay, 4-2. Should be 2 rings. I'm going to pull back to the red line, so I did a little bit of an overpull. Curl it back to the left. Hitting it perfect. And see if I can get that 4 top. I just barely clipped the rough back there. So instead of short iron, I might be in my long iron range. So I'll have no idea where I'm at in my club. I think when I get up there, I'm in mid hornet. See where my opponent ends up. Nice shot. That'd be a nice spot right there. Thought it was well forward from the rough. Okay, there's Max. There's Min. So I'm eking towards min club. I'm going to hit it at mid, so it's 1.1 per ring. So it's 2.4 equals divided by 1.4. It's 2.46. And I don't even think I can get it off. Hitting it perfect. I can't believe I got that off. With that headwind, laid it up short. I put too much backspin on there. I like to be farther to the left so that I can open that mouth up and you don't have to put any or very little backspin. I messed it up. I'll have to go back and watch. See where I put it on there. See if I over pulled it. I came out here the other day and I made a mistake in my calculations when I was doing the wind adjustment, and I hit it perfect and it went in the hole. And I went through and I was like, damn, that was a big mistake. And so then I worked the math out, the reverse math, to see what the wind adjustment should be. So I did a big wind adjustment there. Just to see if it would work. And I've came back to this hole and I've been in the sand the last 2 times I've been on this hole. The last 2 or 3 times. I think at least 2. See if my opponent can get in the cup. Let's see if we can not fall apart. Last tournament, I got to these last 2 holes and I wasn't doing too bad. I was actually on track. I would have easily made the tournament. It was like a 27. And I dropped 3 shots in 2 holes. I kept getting work calls. People that I've been calling and trying to get in touch with, and then they called me right at that time. All right, hold on. My wife just texted me. All right, hole 17. Hole number 8. Grizzly Katana. Let me put some numbers in my calculator right here. I think this is another one of those holes I haven't hit a perfect on. I think I did make one on one of these parts. I have hit a hole in one this week, but I can't remember how I did it. Let me go look at that hole real quick, just to make sure it is the hole I'm thinking of. It is. And I'm bringing a Katana. Got the right stuff. Off we roll. Two backspin. It seems like the last time I was here I did 0.9 per ring and I slightly over pulled it. If I would have did 1.0 per ring, it would have been a 4-ring pull, and I did the 0.9 and it ended up being 4.4. I slightly over pulled it. So I might try 1 per ring and see how that works. And it might have jumped up to 1 per ring using the Katana, because I think I used to use a navigator here, but sometimes if the wind's blowing the wrong way, you can't I think it was a wind issue. I can't remember. I'm just a dude, just a guy, man. Two backspin. I think I had just a little teeny bit of side spin on there. Three equals, I'm going to do 1 per ring, so it's going to be 3.75 rings. There's There's 3.5, 3.75. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get even a semblance of close to the cup. In that situation, I underpulled it. So in that situation right there, the 0.9 would have helped, because it would have been 3.75 divided by 0.9. It would have been 4.16 rings. That would have helped an extra quarter and a 16th, 40% more, 40% of a ring. That's funny, because the last time I was here, I was like, why am I doing the 0.9 with a power 2 ball? Dang it. I'll stick with the 0.9 and work the deal, because I've done that for a while on this hole. I must have, because I got the notes from the last time we played this hole in the tournament from the time before. At least give me some starting spots. I'm surprised at how many of my playlists aren't in I can't see them in my library. I have to go in and actually search for them for some really old tournaments. All right, hole number 18. Here we go. What is hole number 18? Let's see if we can get down into that spot. So I switched to an APOC, and I'm at the plus 12, and I'm doing 3/4 backspin. And then I'm doing a sniper to the cup. I think I have a bag set up for this. I think my number 5 bag is set up. And I was bringing a Kingmaker. I'm going to have to buy some Kingmakers. Off we roll. Now I just switched to the APOC in this round. I was using a rock. What happens is if there was any kind of headwind, I had to move back from the red line in order to take the wind out, because this is definitely not a shot that you want to come into the hole with overpower. You want to have control of where the ball is stopping. And overpower is a big variable there. So I switched to an APOC so I had more room to pull back. So I don't have to use overpower against the wind. So I'm going to go back to the plus 12 mark. And I'm using 3/4 backspin. Maximum right hand side spin. And it doesn't matter which side you go on here, this drive is critical. If you do not end up in the fairway on this drive, you are in big, big trouble. That's why this shot over here, where you're trying to get through that rough patch at the very end of your run, is so dangerous as hell. Very nice. Don't overrun. Very nice. That will work. So we're going to get to see about as good as it's going to get from that side right there. I'm in the plus 12 range. I've got 3 rings off. And I had on 3/4 backspin. I want to be at least 2 rings off of that transitional surface. 1.5 per ring, so there's 4.5. I'm going to go a little short of that. I'm going to put a little bit of curl on it just to bring it back to the right hand, to that fairway on the right. Get it 1 ring great to the right. What distance is that? 323. I'll have to start keeping track of distance on several of these holes. I think that's going to be a pretty good. What I've been getting this week was where I'm about from the transition between the rough and the fairway right here. I'm about 2.5, 3 rings off of that. But it gives me plenty of. It's actually putting me on the other side so that I don't have to put any top spin, side spin, anything on the ball. I'm going right up to the cup. And it does seem like this hole hits a little long, so if you're right to the cup, it's going to end up going a little bit longer. There is a backboard here, so it's not like it's going to go too far, but if you leave it a little short of the cup, they seemed like they were like way the hell to the right. I just don't think that side over there gives you as good a look unless you got a really massive club and a really big ball. And I have plenty of room on that shot. Lead it right to the cup. A little high of the cup. 3.3 times 3.3. It's 2.97 rings, so right at 3 rings. And there's 3 rings. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if we can get that even close to the cup. It's got a look. It's got a look. It's got the look. Woo! In the hole. Got my Albie for the week. Picked it up on hole number 18. Look at that. I think I picked up a couple here on the back. I think I must have picked up 3 on the back. This had to be the low-hanging fruit. Let's see what I did on the back. So pretty good backside. Pretty good back. Got a little lucky on hole number 10. Had a great shot and it ended up in the cup. But can't be good, be lucky. Picked it up a little. The stuff that I'm picking up is now the Albie there. I think that there's great Albie shots on all these par 5s. But the real low-hanging fruit is the one par 4 that we can get on in one. I think all 3 of the par 4s are makeable, but that one is definitely some fruit that we need to get on. And these par 3s are all right there, so there's a lot of opportunities in a tournament like this to pick up shots. See what the people at the top got. 29 at the top. Well, yeah, it puts me up there in the group up towards there. Let's see what it is. Minimum score 23. How many people still have to play? Yeah, so half the bracket hasn't played yet, so I would imagine that that's going to go down. It'll be minimum score at least to get in, if not up to the 25s. I think the way it's going now is you're going to have to shoot the minimum score with your eyes closed, and you're going to have to pick up at least 1 stroke somewhere in order to get you into the next round. All right, that was the North Shore tournament. Backside of the opening round. Shot a minus 28. Let's see what the people at the top shot. A great front. Got an Albie on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, they did drop 9. Or they would have shot a 30. That would have been a great round there. Shot a 13 in the qualifier. Let's check out their banner. See if they've got see if members got any color sporting. Another Albie. Yeah, there's another Albie. I think we got a lot of Albieable holes here. Pretty good rounds. All right. Thanks for watching.